3-3 in Pro League, 1-1 against Terran. All-time, though, 204 wins, 151 losses, over 350 maps played, this legend here.
Yeah, that's why that's why we've said before he is one of the dragons of Brood War, and he's back here in StarCraft 2. He's shown us some very good games, some not amazing games, but like you said, probably around mid-tier, and he's up against this guy, Eins. No games, no records, not 100% unknown, but pretty much 95% unknown.
His ID is the German word for one, and it's his first match, so we'll see how this goes. It is quite literally Eins here.
Wolf bringing in the German knowledge.
Just throwing it out there.
Putting it out on the table.
Put it on the table, man. Well, Stork looks pretty uninterested. And we'll see how this one goes. Yeonsu the map, good for all-ins, good for proxies, good for cheese. Will Stork tie us up and bring us into the ace match, or is Eins going to pull off our second Terran Miracle for Prime?
LTA는 SK텔레콤.
Up here in the top right in the pink for Samsung Galaxy Khan, the Protoss player, one of the dragons of Brood War. He is Stork.
There's a Stork sign.
They love him.
They love him.
They came from Busan, all the way in the south.
I was asking if her dad's watching. That was the last line it said there at the bottom. And here is, of course, Eins from Prime.
Terran player. First match here in Pro League.
Now, I'm told on Twitter that Eins' most, his best accomplishment was a CSL silver medal. And Reaper Go, by the way, that drawing is pretty sick. That just goes to tell you guys, like, where this guy comes from. I don't even know if that's true, but if that's his most accomplished win, then it says a lot for how little his chances of winning are.
Yep, very much so. And even in Heart of the Swarm, we have a 2-0 so far for Stork over Eins.
I wonder where they've hit each other even.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. Like
maybe like Code 8 qualifiers or something?
Yeah.
That's what I would guess.
Probably where it's been. So far, we have Eins going pretty standard here. Probably going to follow up a Reaper right away, get some good scouting information on the Protoss.
Well, if you're Stork, would you do as I described earlier, do an aggressive build, an all-in, or even just an aggressive timing attack to get Eins kind of off guard? Or what would you do here?
Well, we've seen Korean players do it before, even against State in State's first game here in Pro League, where he was like, oh, I'm just going to test you, I'm going to cheese you. Let's see what you do. Like, Classic isn't even a guy who would cheese in PvP, but he did in that matchup. And Stork has done an all-in before against better players. I feel like he definitely could go for an all-in here. If I were playing, I'm more of a safe player, so I would go safe. But if I'm Stork, maybe I'd go for an all-in.
Yeah. I mean, well said. Let's see, he's actually hiding his probe here. Was not eliminated, so this is becoming more common in this matchup. We've seen it already today. Just hide the probe behind the natural, and then see the Nexus or Command Center timing. Not applicable, of course, against Zerg, but in this case, all he has to do is go up, can see the Command Center, can even delay it slightly, maybe force the Reaper to turn around while the reactor is being made. There's a lot of different things you can do. Mothership Core coming along, chugging along with that Chrono Boost, will deflect the Reaper, but not before Eins is able to identify the pylon placement and the gas mined here.
Reaper taking a bunch of damage, about down to half health, but of course he can regen here in Heart of the Swarm. Here's this probe for Stork doing that harass you were talking about. He's got to micro that SCV away. It's continuing to build.
I think he's going to lose it.
Oh my god.
Wow. He lost it, and this means now he could have even attacked the second SCV, but a third one comes down. But he's going to come in here and see the timing of the second barracks, know that it's, of course, just a 2 barracks play instead of some sort of weird factory or you know, drop follow-up. And he should be able to escape because Eins did not leave one, you know, Marine back at home. No, he gets away. Back at the ramp, I should say. Now, here comes that Reaper. He may get a probe here.
Probe out in the open here. One more hit. Does go down. Mothership Core is here to defend, but a little bit late. The Stalker getting a little clawed out here, taking some HP damage.
Wow, these two are making some sloppy mistakes here in this game, Brendan. Got to get their act together.
Yep, got to shape up.
They got to shape up. That's SV is not mining. Reaper walks into the Stalker. This game is just going.
It would only be worse if he left his Stalker there and it died to the Marines. We're like, oh god. Another Stalker pops out and a Robo on the way.
Yeah, Robo Forge. So he's playing super safe. Unless he does like a +1 immortal timing or something, which doesn't exist in this matchup. One more shot will do it. There it does.
Does it go down, and since it did go down, he wants to see what's going on the base of Stork. He does scan, sees the Forge and the Robo. Of course, he is able to predict where those buildings are going to be because he did see the pylon placement before with his Reaper when he did walk in. So good scan out of Eins. He knows what's going on.
Yeah, and right now he's at a factory. We'll be going into drop play, trying to follow in the footsteps of his king, the Marine King. You know, I mean, I feel like Eins had a pretty rough outlook going into this game, right? But he's not made too many critical mistakes, and I would say the game is pretty even right now. He needs to identify what is happening. His Reaper died before it was able to really see what sort of tech is coming. He feels comfortable here, I would say, I guess, since he's not really trying to scout anymore or scan. And is he? No, he's not going to take it through base. Let's say that's pretty crazy. Just checking around. Make sure there's no warping points.
Yep. We do have an Observer now making its way across the map, and a Robo Bait going down for Stork here. So we're going to have Colossi coming out. I doubt we're going to see that 2-base Colossi with range timing like we saw Toya do come out here, but...
Yeah, I mean, with the Forge, it just doesn't really line up. But
yeah.
You know, Stork could do something funny. I've seen him do a lot of proxies, a lot of weird all-ins in the beginning of his Heart of the Storm career. His Observer is going to continue to scout, see everything. He's going to see the timing of the starport. And with that, know that with his Colossi, he's going to have a composition advantage, a tech advantage for a little while, because the Vikings, of course, are going to be delayed. And if he went Viking straight away, then he wouldn't have medevacs. So even if he knows about the Colossi, he can't go straight into Vikings. But it's just good information for him to have. Know exactly how many medevacs are coming out before he switches to Vikings, how many Vikings he has at any given time. And even see, like, right now, he's going to see, oh, you don't even have any medevacs yet. Your first two are just now on the way.
Yep. We do have a pretty decent standing army for Eins, mostly Marines. But like you said, those medevacs pretty delayed here. You do see the first Colossus about to pop out. No range just yet. He is getting the attack upgrade after getting that armor upgrade first. Does throw down the Twilight Council and then starting Blink first. So he's going to want to shut down those drops and possibly snipe a medevac or two later on. Some engagements.
Eins doesn't have a whole lot he can really do here. Stork is playing as safe as it gets. Is he missing an armory? I think he is, which means he's not going to be able to get 2-2 upgrades out for a while. Maybe that's not his plan. That's weird. That's
very
redundant.
weird. I don't know. Maybe just a bit of nerves coming in there, making 2 of these turrets right at the front.
Yeah, maybe meant to shift queue a depot instead. And accidentally shifted a turret out.
SCV's now kind of sitting there.
I think a little bit of nerves coming out here for Eins. Well, let's see. Worker count is pretty good for Eins still. Just need to make sure they're all working all the time to get that full value. We'll start the third base. And I don't know, this third base timing lines up pretty dangerously. Not so sure I'd be taking that on the low ground down there.
Yeah, it's going to be scary. Stork is going to have a very strong army here. He did stop per production, but I would doubt he wouldn't go for third base here. He has the 1-1 and 5 gateways coming out, but I would just expect this to go into a third, right? I mean,
he doesn't have any infantry upgrades, Eins, that is.
Yeah.
He didn't even start 1-1. I just assumed the upgrades weren't going because he had 1-1. He just now starts the +1 attack upgrade. He is so dead, man.
But it's
oh
true.
my god.
Yeah, I mean, looking at this game right now, he is way, 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 way behind in upgrades.
Like 4 or so minutes ago, I was like, oh, I don't think he has an armor yet. He's probably going to want to get that to keep up with the upgrades. No. He hadn't even started on... He has only 1 upgrade going right now.
Sometimes in Protoss versus Terran, the Protoss can get ahead by chrono boosting his upgrades out. But this is just Eins not making upgrades here.
Yeah. His army, you know, is where his money goes. I mean, it's not like he's got 500 gas like he's been supposed to have had it the whole time. You know, what the trade-off here is that he gets a larger army. He's able to produce off his barracks constantly. But the longer the game goes on, the upgrades become more important. Nice block here on this warp prism. Oh, losing all... Oh my god, that was entirely too many units to lose there.
Yeah, way too many units just out on the map. Seems like he may have blinked onto some of those medevacs as well. Doesn't even get the warp prism designs. And he's got a decent army here, but Stork's taken a very, very strong third base. He has the upgrades now. He's now 1-2 with that armor, that +2 armor just finishing now. There's no one even mining here at the third base for Eins. And Eins seems like he wants to go for an attack.
Yep, that's what it seems like. He's got a massive upgrade lead. 1-1 versus no upgrades. No, 1-2, excuse me, with the +2 armor.
And Eins does have ghosts in here, so that is kind of where his gas went initially. And he's going to actually pull the SCVs here. This is a very, very small choke here. With force fields can definitely go down to cut this army in half. And at the same time, Stork is going for a drop in the main.
He needs to get good EMPs here. The EMPs are decent, in fact. Actually pretty good coverage. But only 2 force fields needed to block this. Not enough units at home here. Medevac's being targeted down by Stalkers. And he has to go so far in to get those Colossi. Colossi just going to work here. He has enough Vikings, I feel, but the ground army is just too strong.
No force fields, though, and the Photon Overcharge is going to be going down here, but the army of the Terran is falling way, way fast. It's these upgrades here.
He has no more Zealots left, though. Has he done it? I think he has. What is happening?
What is going on?
Not enough Zealots in that army, man. Down on upgrades, 3 sets. 3 sets down on upgrades. Those EMPs, plus the lack of force fields.
I cannot believe this.
That's going to be it. What did we just watch?
Everybody in the crowd is speechless right now. People have their hands up in the air. Korean casters are like, what?
People have their hands in that Y-shaped gesture of confusion that like Donkey Kong does in Smash Bros.
Everybody knows that gesture, man.
Well, you know what? He still could hold potentially with that Colossus coming out. Nah, I don't think so.
It doesn't look like it's going to be
There's just too many reinforcements.
Colossus
He's trying to hold, man. The thing is, like, there's no workers left for Eins. I don't think he can hold. GG. We're not going to an ace match.
Yep,
what is happening? Prime wins.
3-1. Prime wins over Samsung.
I have never been...
Eins in his first game.
I have never been more confused in my life than I am in this moment.
I am so unbelievably confused. This guy just pulled it off against Stork. He looks like he has the biggest relief of his life. You guys can see he's like almost having a heart attack.
He had the perfect ratio of Vikings.
Yeah. The composition was great. The
composition was what won him in the game, I guess. You know, and the Ghost EMPs hit a lot of that Protoss army. And if you can blanket the whole Protoss army, that means no shield, which means the Protoss is around half to 2/3 health.
I think he also got some of the sentries, and he was forced to back off because of the Vikings hitting his Colossi, so he wasn't able to re-force field the ramp. And I feel like, you know, he had very, very nice concave there, Eins, and the Zealot's just not enough, like you mentioned during the fight, and he was just able to take that fight somehow, some way.
I'm just thinking of this, and I'm like, he had charge, right? Like, he had all the tools. No storm, and only 2